Sweden.
Hello. Who's there?
Good morning.
Fine, how now?
I'm very well, thank you, Ms.
We're
Ali.
going live soon, isn't it?
Sorry?
We're starting now.
Yes, we're starting now, but we don't have a quorum yet.
Okay, so it's not yet live, is it?
But it is live. Well, we are being recorded and it's live on YouTube.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry.
So the time given to us is 9 o'clock. But my suspicion is that, subject to chair's better direction, we'll wait until we get the quorum. We're gradually approaching that one. And then we'll start.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mrs. Essien.
No need for introduction, Mrs. Essie, and good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yusuf Ali.
Good morning.
Good morning, Leonard Silk.
Ah, Grandma. How you doing?
Leonard Silk. I'm still loyal, though.
Ah, well, I'm still looking out for that, though. How have you been?
Very well, sir. Thank you so much.
We thank God. We
Thank you, sir. The webinar is live now.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, we're just seeing that chat.
Golondo.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Chair.
Good morning, Leonard.
Morning, Chair. Morning, Chair.
Yeah, Tony, I'm having an issue. I cannot start my video. It says because the host has stopped it. So, Bono Ade, can you notify the host, or are you the host?
Yes.
Again, good morning.
Hello, Chair.
Sec, I'm still having that same issue. It says you cannot start your video because
Yes, I just spoke to the IT people. She's going to join us shortly to sort it out in Kiru.
Okay.
From yes.
Okay, great. Gentlemen, can you give us a few minutes to sort out this technical glitch so that we can start in earnest?
Hello, Chair.
Yeah, hello. Okay, great. Good morning. Leonard Till, good morning.
I still have the same question.
Chair.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chair.
How have you been?
We're well. We're very well.
I can see evidence of that.
Good morning,
How are you? Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Leonard Silk. Mrs. Ali, good morning.
Mia, how are you? Good morning.
Morning, Mrs. Ashton.
How are you guys doing?
Good morning, Leonard Silk.
You
Good
are
morning,
looking robust. Huh?
Good morning, Leonard Silk.
Thank you.
Yeah. We should be starting in another 5 minutes so that we just we are great. I think it's even less than that now. We already have a quorum. So I think we can kickstart it straight away. Let me pull up.
Distinguished council members, just before the chairman starts, there's a need for us to note a few housekeeping issues and distinguished members of the SLP that have joined this AGM. One of which is there's a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. And we expect as the meeting progresses that you send your questions there. And now, because the MBA platform, we're hoping that Q&A at the end of the meeting. period and in between. So perhaps regrettably,
Welcome.
questions regarding the minutes may have to be taken at the end so that there will be some sort of seamlessness in the way these proceedings move. One final thing, the videos that you see of ESCO members and council members only, that is what I'm sorry for that callback. I don't know what's causing it.
You are using two
So the
devices.
videos of members. Okay, hold on, let me.
You're using two devices. It appears there's an echo in your background. You may wish to mute one or so.
Tonya, did you get that?
Hello, is that better now?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was just concluding by saying that most of these questions will be taken at the end of proceedings. I suspect that may also, subject to how the chair directs, that may also affect questions that may arise after the issue of the minutes, just so that there's some seamlessness in the way these proceedings go. The IT of the MBA has complete control over the mics, particularly for members that are present here. So please, it's not deliberate, but I think it's all to enable us save bandwidth so that we can all participate effectively in this meeting. So please feel free to send in your questions. And at the end of this meeting, alongside AOB, those questions will be taken and hopefully answers provided. Chair, I yield to you.
Thank you very much, Secretary. Good morning, everyone. And let me formally welcome everybody to the Section on Legal Practice Annual General Meeting. Perhaps to start, I hope everybody can hear me because I see some charts that suggest that some might be having some audio challenges. If you can hear, just put a chart up that the audio is clear. At least my audio is clear. Okay. All right. So I see. Okay, I see a few charts in that regard. So I guess we can proceed. We have attendance of 47 so far, and we expect others will join us in the course of the meeting. And so under the bylaws, we have a quorum. Can I ask someone to give us the NBA prayer? Bonade, do you have the NBA prayer to put up? Or Tonye? If you do, well, if you don't, I guess we will just proceed and thank God for a good conference so far. And we trust we will have a wonderful AGM as well. Now, the next will be for us to review the minutes of our last AGM, which held on the 29th of August, 2019 in Lagos at the last AGC. I am sure that we all got copies which were sent to us to our email addresses as members in the last 2 days. The Secretariat had forwarded minutes, agenda, audited accounts, speeches, and all of that to members so that we can quickly run through the minutes and do some corrections if there are any. So we have the minutes. Can we start with page 1? Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Seven. Eight. And 9. Okay, there is a comment that paragraph 7.2 in respect of the treasurer's surname not being, there's no capital letter there. So we'll take that by way of amendment, paragraph 7.2. Any other amendment or correction? Okay, in the absence of any further amendments, may I ask someone to move for the adoption of our minutes? I can do it by show of hands, or if you have audio, by audio.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Yusuf Ali, can I move for the amendment? Can I move for the adoption of the minutes?
Thank you very much, Lanet Silk. Malam Yusuf
Mr.
Ali.
Chairman,
Yes.
Ayodele Akitunde SCN.
There is a hand.
Second the motion.
I see a hand. I see a hand from Adi Lumuyanan Obicheton raising his hand. I guess you are raising it to second. Lanet Silk, let me take Adimuleyo as seconding.
Okay.
Thank you. Great. Now, can we review matters arising from these minutes? Starting from well, nothing arises from page 1 and page 2. Chairman's report on page 3 and comments emanating therefrom. And then treasurer's report, which is an agenda on its own, we will take that under the main agenda. Election of section officers, which was the report, also nothing arising from that. Page 6. And then we went on to AOB. So looking at these minutes, there are no specific issues that arise, but some of the comments might still be relevant when we get to the substantive agenda for this AGM, because there are substantive heads under our agenda. Okay, someone is asking that the minutes be displayed or shared on the screen. Can you do that from your end as our host to share the minutes on the screen? Well, I'll ask the secretary to do that while we go on with the meeting. The next item on our agenda is Chairman's address. I will not take too much of our time. I will speak to it. I will speak to it. Perhaps I can share my screen. I want to see whether I'm enabled to do that. If I can share my screen. Just give us a minute. Okay, I think you got it. Please confirm if you can see the screen, the speech on the screen.
Yes, confirmed.
Great. You're welcome, Professor Egbeole, Leonard Silk.
Thank you.
He's been here for long.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is the speech of the chairman at this AGM. Let me first welcome everyone to the annual general meeting of the section on legal practice. It's a privilege for me to preside over this AGM for the first time as chair of the section, and I'm grateful for the confidence that you have reposed in us and the executive committee of our section on our council by members in the pursuit of our objectives. We were elected just a year ago into this office, and in the course of the year, we had moved quickly to take steps towards implementing our various programs and objectives. However, the world was stopped in its tracks with the outbreak of the coronavirus, which led to a lot of shutdowns and a lot of the relevant or the attendant economic impact and social impact it's created over the last 1 year. However, we have adapted and changed quickly our practice to be able to still further the objectives of the section while observing the protocols associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. The second paragraph is just a rehash of the topics that we discussed at the last annual general conference. I will not bother to read through that. You can always, you have the document, so that gives us, and then also a rehash of our section officers. So I'll just move straight to paragraph 4, the Nigerian Law School. Immediately after the 2019 AGC, we submitted a proposal to the Director General of Nigerian Law School, Professor Isa Chiroma, SAN, towards establishing a mentorship program for the law school to be hosted across the various campuses of the school. This mentorship scheme aims to deepen their knowledge and equip them with the skills required to be successful in their profession. I'm pleased to inform this annual general meeting that the Nigerian Law School has communicated its acceptance and readiness to collaborate with the SLP across all its campuses on this project. And we had hoped to commence this once the modified academic calendar, well, first of all, we had hoped to commence it in the first quarter of year 2020, but we had to await the calendar of the law school for its admission process so that they will be done with the exams and all of that before we could commence, only for COVID to hit in March. And that, as we all know, has impacted planning. And now we are waiting the modified calendar of the Nigerian Law School so that we can roll out our calendar towards that. Our committee on professional development has been charged with the responsibility of developing a structure around this collaboration so that we will not be overwhelmed by the need to go around 6 campuses of Nigerian Law School. Our intention is to ensure that we raise faculty from our members who are domiciled closest to whichever campus that we will be having the event. So if you are somewhere close to Yola or its environs or neighboring states, we will more depend on your expertise to be able to handle that. But so that we will be speaking in the same manner, speaking the same language, we would like to have a uniform content. And that's why we have our professional development committee midwifing that structure for us. Hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, when the modified calendar of the law school is made available to us, we will be able to kickstart this as well. Now, I see 2 hands up, but I will take your comments after we have finished the chairman's speech so they can speak to everything at the same time. We also intend to extend this engagement to the university campuses based on available resources to us. And then we will also invite your support and your cooperation and participation as members, particularly as senior members in the section who have a lot of experience to be able to contribute to this development. Let me also come to paragraph 5. Now, under paragraph 5, we held a seminar by the Law Firm Management Committee. That seminar was held on the 17th of March in Lagos, and it was themed Trends in Modern Law Practice. That was targeted at lawyers of all ages and practice experiences. And the delegates and attendees include those listed, all our colleagues across various practice areas, public sector and private practice. Now, the purpose of the seminar was to equip lawyers with knowledge of modern tools for practice of law, especially with respect to the management of their law office, and to encourage visibility with the use of online and web-based applications. Indeed, it was only as if we had a premonition of what was to come, because a week after this seminar held, COVID-19 lockdown started. And then we did have to depend on some of these digital and electronic methods to continue to carry on our work, whether we're working from home or in some other manner of operations that we had to develop. SLP webinars. By the same token, This year has indeed been a challenge occasioned by the global pandemic, which has severely impacted our programs and plans. Nevertheless, our section quickly adapted and we hosted a number of online webinars, which we have given a summary of below. The first one, which was actually the first engagement by the MBA on the post-COVID experience, was on the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. What lessons for legal services, legal practice, and justice delivery. The law firm management of the section organized this seminar and it held online it was oversubscribed within 3 days. But it was a wonderful experience and we look forward to more of that. We had another one on the value of lawyers, finding talent, quality service, and remuneration. This was co-hosted by our committees on professional development and professional ethics. And it was actually a response to some of you might have also come across the tweets which were circulating sometime in May from young lawyers across on remuneration or the lack of it and other issues associated with their general well-being. Now that session was equally oversubscribed. We had it in May and our speakers was listed there. We had representation also from the Young Lawyers Forum. We had our past chair, Mrs. SAN, moderating. Ms. Adekoya, JS Okutekpa SAN was on that panel. And we had another young lawyer, Kinjide Adeshokon, who also participated. The next one was a workshop. This was not so much of a talk shop, but more of a workshop in terms of the training of lawyers on forensic litigation skills. Now that was another, I would say, interesting outing for the SLP based on the feedback that we read online and forwarded to us. It held on the 18th of June, and we had Justice Elsie Thompson of the Rivers State High Court, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, Chief Akin Olujimi, SAN, Malam Yusuf Ali, SAN, Mr. Emmanuel Ukala, SAN, Chief Ferdinand Obi, SAN, and Mrs. Boma Ayomide Alabi, all panelists at this session on forensic litigation skills. One of the things that have come out of that session is the realization of a need to have a young litigators committee of the section. And I'm going to speak on that in the course of my address. The 2020 SLP conference. Due to the restrictions on public gatherings, curtailed movements, and closure of interstate borders by reason of the COVID-19 pandemic, and to ensure that we all stay safe, our 2020 annual conference, which was scheduled to hold 17th to 20th of May 2020 at Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort in Uyo, had to be postponed to a later date. Indeed, as we move on, it will well be held as a virtual conference later in the year in November. I want you to look out for that. And we want to encourage all our members to also participate. I think with the numerous webinars and now the MBA conference that we've held virtually, it will no longer be a strange experience for us to have the SLP conference also virtually this year. So please look out for it. Our sessions at this conference, at the Annual General Conference 2020, we're charged with organizing 2 breakout sessions at this conference. The first is a session of layoffs, follows, and redundancy. It was a discussion on recent developments on employment issues in the light of impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. We had a panel, including the president of the National Industrial Court, speaking on the issues, and I'm sure you would have been participants at that session. Our other session was on the shifting paradigm on the virtual judiciary age, navigating the adaptability of the judiciary in the delivery and administration of justice in the virtual age. The Attorney General of the Federation, among others, were on that session, and it was indeed illuminating. And we hope that the resolutions that will be out in the communique issued by the Nigerian Bar Association, perhaps today, will be implemented so that we can see a lot more that we need to adapt to as we go on in our legal practice. We're also pleased to have contributed a general interest topic on who is a Nigerian. You would have seen that that topic became a showcase session for this AGC. The SLP had that. Actually, that topic was to have been a showcase session topic for the UYO conference we would have held in May. Because it did not hold in May, we thought that we will contribute that to the MBA because the discussion was very germane for the season that we're in. And it was indeed an experience that we were happy to be a part of. International partnership. Again, during the course of this year, we're reporting on, we established a collaboration with an international law firm of Al-Tamimi & Co. Now, Al-Tamimi & Co. is the largest law firm in the Middle East, and they're headquartered in Dubai with 17 offices across the entire region. Now, the collaboration is to establish an international internship program between the MBA that offers young lawyers in Nigeria the opportunity of a 3-month internship at their Dubai offices on an annual basis, for which they will pay the interns on a monthly remuneration for the duration. Let me pause here to say that we came across this opportunity in the course of our engagement on other issues and realized that a few Nigerian young lawyers had been part of that internship program with Al-Tamimi in the past, but they had to compete with other interns from across the world to make the cut. And so the numbers are very far and in between. So we thought that, look, if we establish a collaboration, it gives an opportunity to have more participation from young lawyers from Nigeria who can, it's an annual program run by the firm. And we thought that this will give our young colleagues the opportunity for international professional training and exposure across diverse practice areas. We also charge our professional development committee under Professor Agom with the responsibility of developing the criteria for selection, for qualification, to be able to participate so that we can send our best forward in learning and character to be able to participate post-COVID. A lot more information will be issued in the course of the next couple of weeks and months as we watch the COVID experience, but we will make ourselves ready towards then. We're also considering other issues that are associated with such opportunities so that we can ensure that it is not just a one-off, but it is something that we can sustain as a section and as a bar association. The firm has expressed its delight to collaborate with us on this opportunity, and we look forward to it's been fruitful. Regulatory oversight. Our attention was drawn to a newspaper publication by a commercial bank subsidiary and another web advert by a service provider called Kudi Consult, advertising legal services to small and medium-scale enterprises. Now, in furtherance of our objectives as a section on legal practice, and based on the oversight delegated to our section by the president of the bar, we issued a cease and desist notice to both organizations, and they have both responded, acknowledging their error, and have withdrawn the offending publications. We'll continue to monitor them and others in the event of future infractions. Our other activities are below. A number of initiatives have been introduced by the section in the last 1 year, one of which I hinted on above, and that's the Young Litigators Committee. This, as I said, flows from the outcome of our forensic litigation skills training, which we realize we need to have a focused opportunity that we can offer our young lawyers to be able to hone their skills and learn from seasoned minds on forensic litigation skills, and also explore co-counsel opportunities. We're going to set up this committee, and we would like particularly our young colleagues to seize the opportunity to join the committee for their professional development. It will be headed by a young lawyer. And so whatever it is that you would want to do with your executive, we would support with whatever we have to ensure that we can raise the next FRA Williamses that will come into our profession in the next couple of years. We're also introducing the Law Firm Management Academy. That's going to be both online and physical. And it's a practice development course that we thought that the SLP should pioneer for the purpose of upgrading the standards of legal practice and law firm operations across our branches. And that's why we tagged it the Law Firm Management Academy. Now, this is pursuant to a survey and studies that Law Firm Management Committee conducted across the country, which suggests that there are no uniform quality standards of legal services. For many of us who are migrants in our practice, in other words, you practice in your domicile jurisdiction, but you also go to courts across regions, across territories, you would have seen that as you travel across the country, the standards of practice vary. But if we are offering the same legal services, there should be a uniform standard. In other parts of the world, there are quality standards required of law firms. In the UK, for instance, they have a Lexel standard, which is like the NIS standard that you get in other industrial sectors, that ensures that you meet the benchmark of what law firm operations ought to be. This, we think, will help us to reduce the incidence of professional misconduct or indiscipline, because once you have a standard, everybody aspires to meet that standard. But when you have no standard, everybody does what appears right in his own eyes. And so we would like to use this academy to be able to train, teach, and indeed establish a standard that will be of assistance to all our colleagues across our various jurisdictions. Now, I would like to show you a document which we did in 2010. Now, this document is actually the law firm, was an initiative of the Law Firm Management Committee. We called it at that time the Law Firm Management Committee Adapted Office Procedures Manual. This was a publication of the SLP in 2010. I was privileged to chair the committee at that time. And this was where we were going at the time, to be able to have a benchmark for the Bar Association. We circulated this at the MBA conference in 2010. I think that was in Kaduna. That was where the conference held. But it has since gone out of print, but we would like to upgrade it. And to upgrade it, we would like to take input from members across the divide. And so what we get out of the Law Firm Management Academy is an opportunity to present to the Nigerian Bar Association a law firm management operations manual that will be like a benchmark of what we should be as an ideal practitioner in Nigeria, and as well as an ideal law firm. This is my last copy, and I'm not sure it's not available in print anymore. But once it is updated, and I'm sure that our law firm management committee, headed by Sosa Omoso, would definitely make it available to all our colleagues. It is, we are also asking for your support and your cooperation in the implementation of this initiative. Our Law Firm Management Committee has developed a rich curriculum towards implementing this, and it is in its last stage of vetting, so that you will see what is on the offering. We intend to take this across branches, and we already have branches that have already signified their interest in having the Law Firm Management Academy hosted for their members. Depending on what COVID-19 offers, we will probably start as an online training, and then as things get better, we will be able to have a physical visit across branches. The flyers for this were also part of the materials in the electronic conference bags for all attendees at this AGC. You can also please help circulate among our colleagues. Now, we are proposing a few new committees. One I'd mentioned earlier, the Young Litigators Committee. The others are the ADL Committee. The MBA has an arbitration committee, which is under the section on business law. But as you know, ADL goes way beyond arbitration. And we are of the opinion that it is the SLP that ought to have the ADL committee domiciled in its fold. And that's why we're setting up the ADL committee to help to grow the skills of members across all ADL practices, enhance our readiness as lawyers to fully harness the rapidly expanding multi-door court practice and to broaden our practice offerings. Practice regulation and compliance is the next committee we want to set up. As earlier also announced, we have a new mandate from the NBA to also act as their watchdog with respect to incursions that seek to undermine our professional services, either by other professional service providers or even from within. But we realize that this will require a focused attention of the SLP, but so that we will not be distracted with this not being we are not the LPDC. It is basically to signpost some of these things, particularly from other professionals in our society that are trying to offer legal services. So we thought that we should have a focused practice regulation and compliance committee that can help us with the task of implementing this. Please, all these committees we have indicated, we are yet to constitute, and we hope to do that within the coming weeks. If you are interested in any of the committees and you know you have skills to offer, you can please send an email to the MBA. If you're a paid up member of the SLP, you can send an email to the SLP at info@mba-slp.org, info@mba-slp.org. And so that as we do that, we'll be able to speak with you as well as take that into consideration in the constitution of those committees. New committee chairmen were appointed since the last AGM. Yakubu Meikia, SAN, now heads the Law and Individual Rights Committee. Oyinkanbadejo Okusoya now chairs the International Legal Practice Committee. Aham Ejelam, SAN, now chairs the Professional Ethics Committee. And Esosa Omo Uso is head of Law Firm Management Committee, while the Constitution and Administrative Law Committee is led by Areolumewa Akimboro SAN. Our publications are basically our newsletters and the SLP journal. You would have seen in your electronic conference bags at this conference the last 3 editions of our newsletters. And I'm sure that if you go through them, you'll find them extremely useful. Our council member, Professor Wahab Egbewole SN, did an excellent review on the judgment of the Court of Appeal in the case of Marcel Law Firm and the Federal Inland Revenue Service on the collection of VAT on legal services. You will find that extremely useful so that we are not subjected to the hounding of the FIRS by virtue of VAT requirements, among other publications or other articles in that edition. The other edition also has useful information on technology, as well as a discussion on the registration of title to land at the Lagos State Registry. Our 3rd quarter newsletter is currently being compiled, and we hope that we will get more articles from our members. Again, you can send it to the email of the section, but keep it within 1,200 and 1,800 words, not beyond, because a newsletter is not a book, so it can't take so much. Meanwhile, we have the SLP journal. The SLP journal is an annual publication of the MBA. Now, I have with me the current edition of the SLP journal. This is a 275-page journal that just came off the press last week. And I believe that if you go through this, you will find this extremely useful in your research, whether you're in the academia or you're in legal practice, you'll find this extremely useful. I did a short promo on video so that we could circulate that, because ordinarily it would have been at the SLP stand during an annual general conference. But because we're not having a physical conference, we are forced to do all things virtually. If you would like a copy, please contact the section on legal practice, the administrator, who is also part of this AGM, and you can get a copy. Name is Bonoade, and I think we can give a phone number that you can call so that you can be a part of you can make your order. But the email too is also appropriate. The phone number is 0816 641 3698. 0816 341 3698. So you can always call and pick up a copy. A copy goes for 3,000 naira only. That is minus shipping. If you would like the SLP Secretariat to ship it to you where you are, then you can agree with them on that, and they will gladly do so. As I round up this with finance, no doubt the global pandemic has impacted our funding sources. The income of lawyers and enterprise have taken a hit, and consequently our section's financial drive. Our conferences and seminars that drive our financial sponsorship have been migrated to virtual discussions held for free in deference to the economic challenges faced by our profession and national economies. This has not deterred us in our innovation and impact, or in terms of professional development and creating relevance, but it's drastically reduced funding sources and inflow even in subscription renewals. Nevertheless, we responded and ensured that while not compromising the quality of our programs, we severely marked down our expenditure and costs to the barest minimum, while thanking our sponsors who have continued to support our events and programs. I must appreciate our council members, committee chairpersons, and executives for their sacrifices and commitment to our programs at their personal cost. The audited annual accounts of our section's finances have been forwarded also electronically and will be presented shortly by the treasurer. We'll, however, continue in our drive to build finances and ensure we hand over an even more buoyant purse than we met it by the time we complete our tenure next year. In conclusion, I only like to urge our members to continue to support and participate in our SLP events, and then renew your subscription for 2020 if you have not. But I must express my sincere gratitude to the section members and colleagues, to our council, and to our committee chairpersons for your continuing support to our executive over the last 1 year. And we look forward to a wonderful experience together for the next 1 year. Thank you very much, and apologies for
do we have an e-copy of
taking your time. Shall we, can I invite someone to move for the adoption of the chairman's address?
Chairman, Yusuf Ali is moving. That
Okay.
your very beautiful address be adopted for discussion.
Very well. Malam Yusuf Ali moves. I see hands up. Trying to get the hands. There is a Beauty. Beauty. Can you second if you're there? Are you there? Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I second, my lord.
I'm not Lord, though.
Okay,
Thank
so
you
that was
very
a mistake anyway. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, can we have comments on this, or do we take all the reports and then we can make the comments thereafter because of time?
I would suggest so, Chair, because of time. We have just 2 hours. We're already 1 hour up. That's just my suggestion.
Please pardon me. I see many hands up. I will take all of you, please. But let's just take all the presentations, and then we'll go further. I think I see comments already, and we will take that also in the course of the meeting. An e-copy is required of our submissions, addresses, but I'm sure that has been mailed to you. But if you have not received yours, please send your email to info@mba-slp.org so that they will then forward to you quickly all the meeting documents which had been earlier circulated. Can we take the treasurer's report?
Good morning. Good morning, council members of the section on legal practice, committee chairs, senior advocates of Nigeria, learned colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure this morning to present to you the Treasurer's report for the NBA section on legal practice for the year ended 30th June 2020. I'll be given a summary of the financial activities of the section. I believe the audit report of the section on legal practice prepared by ABAX USA Professionals Chartered Accountant has been emailed to all members. Therefore,
can you share your screen if you can put it up? Is it possible from your end?
Let me try my luck. Let me see. I think I can share it.
Or if the secretariat can.
I'll just try. Yes, I can share.
Great.
Can you see? I'm sharing my screen right now. Okay. So the section on legal practice has 3 bank accounts. Namely, with Union Bank PLC, we have a current account that's used for our day-to-day running expenses. UBA PLC, we have a current account. It's a collection account just for membership dues. And lastly, we have an account with UBA, it's a DOM account for our foreign exchange. So the balances in the 3 accounts are as follows. In 2019, we had a balance of 60,356,157 naira. And this year, we also had, that's in the current account for Union Bank, and we had 17,030,257 naira in our UBA account in 2019 when we had the last AGM. And we had $10,000, $656.38 in our UBA DOM account. Now the balance as at 30th June 2020, when the audit was carried out, we have 52,030,449 naira in our Union Bank current account. UBA, we have 18,023,271 naira. That went up by about $1 million plus naira. And this is the amount that that put into the account due to membership dues that were paid. The UBA account, DOM account, was just slightly just interest, $10,773.90. So as we can see, as at this AGM, the balance in our account, roughly, when you add it all together, we have 77 million naira, 386,414 naira. And we have in our DOM account $10,605.38. The cash balance that we have right now is 70 million. So in 2019, we had 77 million. Now we have 70 million and 53,720 naira, and we have $10,000, $73. We've now, at the last AGM was decided that we should fix some of the money so we can have some interest. So we fixed 60 million naira with ARM money markets for a duration of 6 months and at the rate of 4.5% per annum. And this is to ensure that we continue to earn some interest on our money instead of it sitting in a current account in our banks. Unfortunately, due to the nationwide lockdown, which we all have experienced, the section was unable to host its annual general conference and all the other activities which it had scheduled for the year. And this would have generated a lot of income into our costs. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we could not hold this event. Hence the reason why we're unable to generate funds more than we had. But we've been very prudent in the way we've utilized our funds for the year. I'd therefore like to encourage all our members and those who would like to join us to either pay their renewal membership fees. And our website is being displayed right now. It's www.mba/slp.org. Please pay your renewal fees so that we can have some income. And please will encourage others to please join us, section on legal practice. The full details of our financial standing are in the auditor's report. I'm pleased to announce and to inform that the auditor's report shows that the section is financially stable. The Executive Council spent roughly 7,807,322 naira in the last year. And the way the monies were dispersed and spent as follows. 2019 MBA current conference expenses, we spent 460,000 naira. For salaries, bonuses, and allowances for our staff for the year, we spent roughly 4,855,000 naira. For electricity and diesel in our office, we spent 482,000 naira, 370. And for printing our quarterly newsletter, which we're all proud of, and our flyers, we spent 528,000 naira. Stationery cost us 115,200 naira for the year. In courier services, 307,310 naira. The meeting expenses that we had to hold, 239,121. And for repair and maintenance of our laptops and some things that had to be repaired in the office printer, 69,500 for the year. We held Zoom platform and we had to expend 374,571 naira. And we're fortunate to have Principles Law Partnership donated 50,000 naira, and Mrs. Mia SAN also donated 50,000 naira. So that reduced the cost that we spent. Thank you to the donors. Our audit fees for the year was 376,250,000 naira. So that's roughly how we spent the sum of 7,807,322 for the year. I'm pleased to announce that so far, the section on legal practice has 808 people that have registered. But it's sad to note that out of these 808, only 85 members have paid their dues. So I'll please appeal to everyone, pay your renewal fees, and for those who are joining us, kindly register and pay so we can have more money to run the section. Thank you all, and that's the end of my report for the year 2020. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Ali, for the report. Can someone move for the adoption of the report of the treasurer? I see the hand of Nwakaigo Onyebuchi. Do you want to move?
Yes, my name is Onyebuchi Nwakego. I would like to move the motion for the adoption of the treasurer's report.
Thank you. To second. Can someone second? I see Ezekiel Okoye. If you are there, can you second? Ezekiel Okoye. Are you there?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Maurice Ode has seconded.
Okay.
I said, my name is Okoye. I second the motion, so move.
Oh, all right. Let's take, you missed the bus. Don't worry, we'll have another one. We've taken Maurice to second. Okay. But we'll come back to you for another comment. Thank you. Kindly mute. Thank you. Now, can we take comments? We can now take comments on either the chairman's address or treasurer's reports. So that
Mr. Chairman.
At once. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Yusuf Ali is my name.
Yes, Malam Yusuf Ali.
me start by first of all commending Mr. Chairman and his team. Anybody who has followed the trajectory of the SLP from the beginning will no doubt agree that you guys are worthy successors of the founding fathers. You have actually upped the game, even beyond our own imaginations. So for that, I must commend you. And I also must
You're breaking up, Malam. We can't hear you.
when your counseling the young litigators committee, because if you want our profession
Malam, are you there? I think you must have.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
Chairman,
go
I'm
ahead.
back.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Chairman.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I must say that if we want our profession to continue to exist, we have no choice than to develop the set skills of our younger colleagues so that they will be fit for purpose. The law practice of today and tomorrow is different from the way we started. And the earlier we allow our younger colleagues to buy into this future, the better for all of us. I must commend the chair for the quality of your address. And I want to say that we can only get better. Let me stop at that, because I know a lot of people want to talk. Now, let me go to the Treasurer's report. It's very heartening. It's apparent from the statements, all the figures about the finances of the section, that you people, you have been very prudent in the way you've been deploying the resources of the section. I only want to appeal because I saw the number of registered members over 800, financial members just about 85. I can only appeal to our members. Organizations can only succeed when members meet their financial obligations. And it is necessary for all of us that we should put our stake by ensuring that active financial members of the section on legal practice. The section's journal, for example, it will cost you time. And it will also cost money to be able to do a few other things that would entrench the section amongst the members of the association. So I must commend the treasurer and the council years of the section. And finally, I must say that even though I've not seen the physical copy of the journal, it looks quite attractive when the chair raises it up for us to see when you are presenting it. And I think that I join you in appealing to our members articles for subsequent journals of the association. So I thank you, for Mr. Chair, and our members for
taking
part in this very important AGM. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Malam Yusuf Ali, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Thank you for your kind words. I see that we have a past president who has joined us, Chief J.B. Daudu, SAN, past president of the Nigerian Bar Association, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And thanks for such a wonderful address.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Any further comments from others who might have raised their hand for different purposes? Paul Ebiala, I see your hand. Dr. Paul Ebiala, Chairman, Calabar Branch. Are you here? Okay, if he's not there, Felix Nwoji, you want to speak?
Good morning, Honorable Chair, all members present. It gives me great joy to be part of this AGM today. I sincerely want to applaud Mr. Chairman on your wonderful rendition. I also want to applaud the Treasurer on a very, very clear and very, very direct presentation. It's also very, very commendable. I saw that it's very clear, very, straight to the point, and it also acknowledged those who had also contributed in one way or the other, particularly Principles Law Partnership and the Leonard SAN, Mrs. Mia SAN, and every other person who had done a lot in making sure that this section continues to grow and continues to be very, very lovely. A lovely section. I want to also say thank you. I sincerely am very excited to be part of this meeting today. I'm glad that we're going somewhere, and I'm happy that I'm part of this train. I want to just celebrate Mr. Chairman and all the members of the council. Thank you very much, Felix Umuji from Port Harcourt.
Thank you very much, Felix. There is Oluchuku Ulasi. You have your hands up. Are you there? Okay. Maybe he's away. I saw Lanet Silk, Yakub Mekiao, SAN, your hand was up. I'm trying to find your... Can you check whether he's still up? I can't see him anymore. Anyway, so that we don't take too much time, we're also reading the chat so that if your comments can be posted on the chat, it will also assist. Now, let me just make one comment, particularly about the membership subscription. As you have heard from the treasurer, we have more members than money. And if we were to adopt the strict regulations that ought to go with such kind of subscription levels that we have, then we should have only the 85 paid up members at this AGM. But we thought that we should have everybody present. But I want to use this opportunity to encourage all of us who might have not renewed our subscription for the year 2020 to please do so. The secretary has put up, and the treasurer too has put up the necessary information with respect to registration and renewal fees. 5,000 naira for our younger members, 10,000 naira for senior members. And I'm sure you will agree this is very, very affordable for an annual subscription to the section every year. I want us to, if you have not done so, you can go to our website, nba-slp.org, and you can follow the prompts to do a renewal. And you also can help to invite new members too. And one of the things why we put up so many activities and committees is to be able to have varying practice areas and areas of interest for our members to participate. So even if you are not a litigator or you are not an arbitrator or something, you will find something useful. We have academics in our midst who are in professional development committee or some other committees of interest. And I want to encourage others to do the same. Your registration entitles you to free membership of, I think, at least 2 committees. So once you've paid your registration, you can also join at least 2 committees straight away. And that's why we also put up the names of our committee chairpersons. Once you join their committee, contact the chairpersons so that you can at least make yourself known to the chairpersons of those committees and let them know how you would like to participate and how you like to be useful. Many times people want to participate, but they are not members of any committee. And if you're not coming in through the committees, it will be difficult for the council to even know that, oh, somebody's such a person is interested in the work of the SLP. We all came in through the committees. I was a member of Law Firm Management Committee. I later became chairman, Law Firm Management Committee, and later came onto the council before I became chairman of SLP. So we like to encourage our members, please participate at the committees, join and make yourself known. Send us the articles from time to time. It's fully democratized and anybody can send in papers. If you look at our journal, you'll see papers from diverse persons. And let me use this opportunity to appreciate Mr. Emmanuel Ukala, past chairman of the section on legal practice and learned senior advocate of Nigeria, for his consistent support for this journal to remain in print. He's been excellent in that support from year to year, and he heads the editorial team for this peer-reviewed document. If you are in the academia, for instance, and you have your article here, it's part of what you can use for your promotion, because this is a fully accredited journal with ISSN numbers and all of that. And we've had 6 in the series. So it's also useful for our own personal development. Well, the other items on the agenda, programs, events, webinars, 2020 SLP conference, I'd also taken in the course of my address, so we can speak to it as we, the time is 10:23, and this meeting should end latest by 11. So we can speak to any of those issues, or if you have other thoughts and ideas you'd like to oblige us in terms of what you think the SLP ought to also be doing, please feel free to mention them either in the chat or if you have a question, so that we can take that also into, we can take that at this meeting. Do we have comments from the council? Or questions?
There's a Precious one OD that's raising her hand.
Precious. Okay. I'm trying to look.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Chair.
Yes.
Yes, sir. There's also a question. I think you have addressed it in your just concluded address, but a young lawyer wants to know what he stands to gain by being a member of the SLP.
Ooh. Well, like you said, I'm sure in the course of our conversation since the start of this meeting, he must have gained quite a bit, and you would have seen a direction. But I think I've already explained that as a young lawyer, once you join the section, avail yourself of the opportunity of all our resources, both in print as well as our programs and events. Apart from that, if you also have ideas in terms of you want to write an article, please send to us. It can come out in our journal if it is of such level of academic quality as our editorial team will review it. Or you can send it for publication in our newsletter as well. Our newsletter actually is a door-to-door kind of hands-on response to things that we deal with on a regular basis. And so one of the articles, if I should give you a peep into the next newsletter, one of the articles we have received addresses the new FIRS guidelines on the application of stamp duty. And that's coming out in our next newsletter. You will agree that just like the judgment reviewed by Ladet Seal, Professor Egbewole, for the judgment of the Court of Appeal on the issue of VAT, you also note that the FIRS guidelines on stamp duty has created a lot of commentaries on the web on whether you should pay stamp duty to FIRS even when you're an individual, and they want stamp duty even on house rent. And those are the kind of issues that you and I will be facing on a daily basis. There's an article coming in our newsletter on that. So those are the kind of things we like to put out. So a young lawyer, or any lawyer for that matter, can avail himself or herself of that opportunity. I still see the hand of, I can't see the Precious. Please, if you can see Precious, Sec, can you enable him to speak or her to speak? How will one register to become a member? Go to our website. I've already explained that, but you can also go to our website, mba-slp.org. You just follow the prompts. It is clear. Dr. Paul Ibiala, does publication in your journal attract any fees or payments? I wish it did, so that we can make more money, but we don't charge you to publish. I know you are in the academia, so I know you know that globally and internationally, many international journals will charge you $200 to have your paper published in their journal. We don't charge, but you will buy the journal.
My apologies, Chair. I can't see Precious.
Okay. Is Oluchukwu Lassi, his hand is still up? Are you available now to speak? Or maybe he strolled away from the meeting.
There's a general question here from Isaac Gode Obinyo. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Apologies if I have not. It's asking whether the SLP is operational out of all branches. If not, where's the SLP located physically in Lagos? I believe we've given the phone number of the secretariat in Lagos.
Yes. Yes. Well, the SLP is not branch-based. It is a unit of the MBA as a national body. And so I wouldn't say but it's operational in all branches in terms of we bring our programs across all branches. Even our conferences go around the country. We are not Lagos-based for events, nor Abuja-based for programs. We are everywhere for programs and events. So if, for instance, you would like your branch to host a session of our law firm academy, just notify us. We have about 3 branches already who have communicated to us. They have a CLE committee in some of those branches, and they communicated through their CLE committees that they would like us to come and address their members on this issue and that issue. And those are the kind of engagements we would like to have. So please communicate with us through the email address, or call the secretariat, and please let us know. Oluwaseyi Onipede, I see your hand. Would you like to speak? Yeah, go ahead. We can't hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
During the chair's presentation,
yes,
the chair mentioned a plan for a young members committee of some sort. So I don't know if the chair could be more explicit in terms of what really is the plan, or what are the prospects for this young members committee. What would it be doing, or what would it put in store for young lawyers that are part of the section?
Okay, thank you very much. The Young Litigators Forum, you know, the NBA itself has a Young Lawyers Forum, which is actually charged with that responsibility. But so that young lawyers can equally participate and grow in the practice in legal practice, we realize that there are some core areas of interest that we need to specifically focus on. So we have a Young Litigators Forum, which after our outing on forensic litigation skills, we realize that there's a lot more that needs to be done, particularly for our young lawyers to develop these skills. And so we've set up that team. We've set up that committee. But if you would like to be involved in that team, please send an email to our email address, as we have posted repeatedly, and we'll be able to take that into consideration. But make sure you are paid up in terms of your current renewal subscription, so that we can consider your interest as well. And don't forget, our young lawyers remain the same definition of young lawyers in the NBA statute, not more than 7 years at the bar. Yahya Ibrahim, would you like to speak? Yahya Ibrahim, are you there? Well, we are now on AOB. So if there are other comments, we can also take it under AOB. I also see Agbola Adekunle. Agbola Adekunle, are you there to speak? Adekunle Agbola, you are enabled to speak. Maybe because we are having this AGM during breakfast time. Maybe some are having breakfast. Well,
Chair, there are quite a few hands up.
Yes, those are the ones I'm picking up.
Mohammed Adeledun, Iswola, Yahya Ibrahim.
Yes, yes. I've been calling them out one by one. Adekunle Agbola, are you there now?
Yes, I'm there. Good morning, sir.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Yes,
morning.
I appreciate the effort in bringing me on board and being able to make my comment. And I just want to appreciate the conference so far. And I believe that we young lawyers, there are better days ahead for us, and that things are going to get better in the next administration. I just want to appreciate the effort of the committee, the section on legal practice, and we hope that we can have you on board in Oshobo branch anytime soon. That's just my contribution, sir.
Great, thank you. We look forward to coming to Oshobo too. Oshobo is not even far from me. I'm in Ibadan.
At all, it's not, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Abdul Wasiu Eshuola. Would you like to speak?
I would like to speak, sir. Good morning, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. My name is Abdul Wasiu Eshuola from Lagos branch. Sir, I'm really impressed by the plans that the section has, especially the new committees. And particularly of interest to me was the Practice and Regulatory Compliance Committee. I was part of the proposed committees that the section intends to add to its list of committees. But then, sir, I just want to make one observation in respect of that Practice and Regulatory Compliance, sir.
Yes.
Considering that practice and quality control and quality assurance, just like you have mentioned, is of particular importance to the entire profession as a whole, and not just a section of it. Why don't we just make a proposal of that particular committee, so that it can stand as a whole committee on its own, instead of being a committee under a section of the NBA? Just like we have the Welfare Committee, the Human Rights Committee, we can have that Practice and Regulatory Compliance Committee at the national level that will stand as a whole committee itself. But it will be on record that it was this section that proposed it to the NBA. That is my contribution, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for hearing me.
Thank you very much. Your observation is noted. Perhaps in deference to the work of the section, that was perhaps what informed the NBA charging the section with that responsibility when they sent us a letter to that effect about a year and a half ago. And if the NBA does decide to do that, by all means, we will be willing to do that. But we'll consider that as a proposal which you have made. Now, let me say one or two things quickly before we take other comments about our proposed 2020 SLP conference, so that we have we are hoping that we can have it in November. So I want us to look forward to it and to also ensure we get members to participate. We have had so many so many free programs. All our webinars have been free. Even this AGC is free, and many things have been free. But you will also agree with me that if we must keep things going, we will have to consider some paid up programs in the future. So I want us to just prepare for that, but it will, as customary with the SLP, it will be extremely affordable, at least to cover all our cost of hosting such events. Even hosting on Zoom costs money, depending on the number of persons and the platform that you register on. So let's keep that in mind, so that when that time does come, we will be able to have all our members understanding with us why we need to charge such amounts when we have to do charge. So let's just keep that in mind.
Chair, we have a question from Joseph Siadon. Joseph is based in the UAE. He's asking what programs, well, he's been trying to log in for whatever reason, he's having some issues. And he's saying he wants to know what programs are lined up for committees, such as the ADR and Young Litigators Committee.
Well, like every committee, thank you for the question. Like every committee, the programs are initiated either from council with the committees, or can even come directly from the committee. What we have proposed, for instance, for the AGL committee, you would notice that many states are setting up multi-door courts. And one basic skill required for you to be effective if you are going to practice at the multi-door court, or at least assist your clients at the multi-door court, is the skill of mediation. Mediation is what goes on significantly at the multi-door courts. And so if we have an AGL committee, they may decide to schedule mediation trainings. They may decide to improve our skills and bring us to speed with the practice procedure of the various multi-door courts and many other things. So the floor is open for as much as can be taken. And if you look at the Young Litigators Forum, that's basically a self-development, practice development skill that we are offering to be able to help young litigators. I mean, when I was in law school, what I enjoyed most about my time for court attachment was anytime I would see a Chief F.R.A. Williams in court, or a Kehinde Shofola, or Chief Ladner in court, because you just sit back and enjoy the forensic skills they deploy. And we still do that even now with our seniors all across board. But what I'm trying to say is that it is those skills that they have that we want them to come and train our young lawyers in. If you look at what we have proposed, we would like to have a past president, Chief J.B. Daudu, SCN, to come and show us the way, show us the ropes. Because when you have such resources in your midst, you need to tap all you can, so that we too can go back to my brother who has called from Oshogbo, or somebody else from Isialangwa branch. You are demonstrating forensic skills that they'll be wondering, where did he get this from? Well, you know, it's from SLP. And I think that helps our practice, helps us to develop at our different paces. So these are some of the things that the committees of, and that applies to all other committees that are case specific to the areas of coverage. Well, do we have any other hand still up? Dr. Paul, are you available to talk now? Paul Ibiala, do you want to say something? I see
yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and all council members, and particularly Mr. President Emeritus, under whom I served 10 years ago. Oga J.B. Daudu, I greet you, sir, and I greet everybody in the house. Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to commend you and the council for piloting the affairs of the section excellently, and I must emphasize the word excellently. When I see what goes on, I feel very glad that I am a member of this section. Somehow I felt guilty when you talked about those who have not renewed their membership. It is not because I do not have the wherewithal to do so, and I think that is what applies to a lot of people. It is out of forgetfulness, or maybe some of those things that come to take over what you're supposed to do. That is it. But I have a commitment. I'm making a commitment that as I finish this event today, I am coming to renew my membership. And so I won't be counted among the 8,000 anymore. Let me be counted among the 80 that are legitimate members. And as you are thinking about taking your conferences around the country, I believe strongly that Calabar will feature prominently in your list of places to take your conferences to. We had the SBL here, and if you confirm from them, they'll tell you that they had a swell time. I even emceed their event for them here. So just let us know what it takes. Let us begin to work on that so that we can attract that hosting right to Calabar. I want to say a big thank you to everybody. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. I see a comment from
Leonard SN, you're on mute. Sorry, Chair. I think Leonard, past president, wants to say something.
Wants
okay.
to say something. Since I mentioned.
You are muted, sir.
No.
Okay.
The point has been made. You covered the point, but before the meeting is over, I might just say one or two things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll note that.
Sorry, Chair, just to point out, I'm sorry I'm pushing us, but we have about 15, 16 minutes more.
Okay, great. I see a comment in the chat room about making our journals available online. Let me say straight away that is already being actively pursued so that we can put our journal to be available online. It will still be a paid download. Otherwise, it will defeat the purpose. But we want to make it available online so that it can also be an online reference, and also people can access it globally. So in the next, I think it's something that we have already taken. We started discussion with our web masters on, and they are going to enable it quite soon. But it will still come at the same price as the hardcover. So there's no loss. Oh, someone is calling from London, joining from London. Gloria, you're welcome. Can we take the comment of past presidents since we are close to wrapping up?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I just want to first place on record the appreciable progress the section on legal practice has made since we came back from first in interregnum in 2014. This is really the vision of what the founding fathers of the SLP had when this section was brought on board. And I must say congratulations and wish us all the best in future. I just like to make one or two points. Firstly is that we should take advantage of this new normal, this pandemic-induced period, to make very great strides. Nobody would have thought that we'll be able to meet in this form and manner, thanks to technological development and the lockdown. But here we are from different locations, in the comfort of various premises, able to share and exchange ideas about improving our profession. I think we must take advantage of this. Once in a while, in future, we should be able to gather together, meet, enjoy a holiday, and exchange ideas in the process. But for now, when we have a lot of challenges confronting not only the nation in particular, but the legal profession, we can't say all is well. And we are facing very serious, almost emergency situations. And we must also address as a section this growing disconnect, and the chairman has drawn attention to it, between those who are on their way out and those who are coming. Now, if we do not take very serious efforts in building that bridge, there might be a serious disconnect, and the face of legal practice 30 years ahead may not be what we have planned for. So the section stands in a unique position to put all those structures and the bridges that is necessary to ensure that there is transfer of knowledge, transfer of experience, transfer of skills from those who are above 20 years at the bar now to those who are coming up. You see, the profession is not all about when election is coming up, when politics is being played, either at branch or national level. The profession is about serious economics. It is how to put not only food, but livelihood on our respective tables. And therefore, if we do not get the economics right, the lawyer or the legal professional becomes an endangered species. The SLP should be concerned that a lot of areas where our people practice have been taken away from us. And I think that coming soon, maybe at our conference, I would like us to devote time to discussing those areas of practice that you and I know when we came in that were available to us, but today is completely unavailable to the younger ones. And how do we expect them to survive? The national economy has shrunken, and today, our own areas where we can allow people to practice, even the Corporate Affairs Commission, is being taken away from the younger ones. And we don't see anything about it. But I don't want to take too much of your time. I just said I would mention this point, so at least going forward, we start up a debate about the real economics of our profession and how to salvage it. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. President, for those words of wisdom. And we can only assure you, sir, that we will definitely take that on as we go on with our work and activities for the new year. We are 8 minutes to the end of this meeting. I think the Q&A, we have already answered those questions. Is it possible to get an e-copy? Not yet, but soon you will be able to get an e-copy. For now, in the next 1 month, I think the electronic copies should be available at payment of the same price, cover price of 3,000 Naira. Olatunde Babalola, you want to speak?
Good morning, distinguished Learned Six, Chief JB Daudu, Chief Olaolu Ali. My name is Dayo Olatunde Babalola. I used to practice with Chief Bayo Ojo before I left Nigeria. I work with the Ministry of Justice in the UK, and it's my first time joining this meeting. I'm just elated at the endless possibilities that digitalization has provided us. And I align myself with what Learned Six, Chief JB Daudu said about continuous interaction between us using these various mediums, MS Teams, Zoom, or Skype, so we can have, even if it's just once in 2 months or at the end of every quarter, so we interact like this, irrespective of our various locations. I think that will help us to grow, especially those of us who are younger, who also want to take the battle from our leaders. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Great. Thank you, Olatunde Babalola, for joining us from your location. Yes.
Chair, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how many seconds or minutes we have. There's a Gloria O'Hare from Port Harcourt branch. She sent me privately a text that she would like to say something. I don't know.
Okay.
Gloria O'Hare.
You raised your hand, Gloria, because if you raise your hand, we can enable you. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure I see you. Do you, Sek? Do you see?
No, sir, I can't see her.
I can't see. I see Glory, but I don't see Gloria.
Okay, she's saying she's using Olasi's phone because of maybe that's the one that's been raising the hand.
Yeah, we called Olasi then. We called Olasi then. Well, if you see that icon, please enable accordingly. While you do that, let me just say by way of closing remarks, and we have 5 minutes before we take an adjournment, that I want to thank, first of all, let me thank all our past chairpersons and chairmen of the section on legal practice. I need to say that because on this forum alone, we have maybe about 4 or 5 past chairmen of the section on legal practice. I see Malam Yusuf Ali, SAN, Mrs. Funke Adekoya, Mrs. Mianaya, Mrs. Funke Adekoya, SAN, Mrs. Mianaya, SAN. I see Mr. Okala has been with us. Mr. DC Denwigwe has been with us. And they have remained with us throughout this journey. And that's the beauty of growth. We learn from the experience of those who were forebears, and we also receive direction from those who are coming after. And I can't thank you enough for your continuing support. I thank past President J.B. Daudu, SAN. He was our chairman, Criminal Litigation Committee for many years. The days when we were trying to get the CJL all over, and that was immense work done. I want to thank you for your words of wisdom at this meeting. And I thank all our executive members, the Secretary, Treasurer, the Vice Chairman, Chief Ferdinand Obi, SAN. It's been a wonderful support having to work with all our executive members and council members who have continued to sacrifice time and money for the advancement of the section. If there's anything that we can claim that is the reason why we have been so prudent, it is because our council members spend of themselves and of their resources to be able to support the work. And so we do not task the finances of the section, because we have people who have volunteered to pay the bills and pick up some of the bills as we go along. And this has been the spirit of the section from inception till date. It's a lot of sacrifice. And so anything you see that, oh, they seem to have a lot of money, is because of the sacrifice. It's not so much the money that we get from outside. And I want to also specially thank all our members. If we don't have you, we really wouldn't have a section. I thank the 159 participants at this AGM and the 882 members that are listed, and the many more out there that are yet to come on board, whom I would want to urge all our members to go after, invite them on board, link them with the website. It's a simple process to join and to pay online with your ATM card. It's a simple process. And the fees, 5,000 for young lawyers, 10,000 for senior lawyers, is very affordable for an annual subscription. I want to use this opportunity to invite members to enlist others to be part of it. And if you have not paid up your subscription, please do so within this week. You can still do it. Have you found Gloria now?
Regrettably not, Mr. Chair, but she only just appealed that in the minutes, her name should be included as the person who made the contributions rather than Mr. Olasi, and that has been noted.
Yeah, the secretary. So may I ask anyone to move for the adjournment?
Mr. Chairman, my hand is up. I don't know if I can do that.
Dr. Paul, by all means, you can.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, council members, and distinguished members, learned senior advocates of Nigeria in our midst. Whereas I was part of this meeting from the beginning to this moment, whereas all the items listed on the agenda have been exhaustively discussed, and whereas Mr. Chairman has called for the adjournment, for a motion for adjournment of this meeting, I, Dr. Paul Enan City Calabar, I move for the adjournment of this AGM till next year. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Seconder.
My hand is up.
Okay.
I, Ekundayo Olatunde Babalola, hereby support the motion for adjournment as so moved.
Thank you very much. The meeting stands adjourned.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, MBA, for the platform.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I will be filling my form online as soon as we finish.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone. See you at the AGM in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, great. Ms. Adekoya, I didn't see your voice.
There was nothing for me to say. It was all said.
I thought you were having breakfast.
I was not.
Good morning, Senior Advocate. Thank you very much, Opasmis.
Well done. It was a good event.
Thank you.